So character functions are used to manipulate the character data variables. Okay. Like if you want to join two or more data columns, character data columns, or if you want to do any kind of, say if you want to remove any characters or if you want to add any characters, we can do that by making use of these character functions. Okay. So first we'll start with changing the case of the characters. Okay. Now, suppose say that we have a data set, we are going to create a data set called char with variable x. Okay. And with data value, this is SAS. First create the data set, open. See, now say that if you want to change this value completely to uppercase, then you can write like data char set char. Okay, I'll create a new variable. If you want to change within the same variable, then give the same variable name x equal to. If you want to create a new variable for the result, you give any new variable name. Y equal to, write here uppercase of x and run. Okay, execute. See, all the value got changed to uppercase letters. Like this, you can change the case of the data values, character data values. If you want completely in lowercase, then write here lowercase. So lowercase will change all the letters to the lowercase. Okay. Now, and the next one is prop case. Prop case is nothing but how many words are there in this value? Three different words, right? The first letter of every word will be capitalized. Okay, and rest will be remaining to the lowercase letters. That is what prop case is. Only the first letter of each and every word will be capitalized. See, here T is I and S. These three are capital letters and rest all are small letters. And then the next function is comp.bl. Suppose we'll also do one more example for this case functions. Suppose say that in SAS help library you have the class data set. No, take the class data set. Okay. Now suppose say here if you want to change this name variable all the data values into capital letters. Okay. So data, I'll create a data set called test set from SAS help dot. I'll create a new variable called x which is equal to uppercase of name. Okay. Okay. If you want to convert within the same variable without creating a new one, just write here name equal to uppercase of name. See. Now, the next one is comp.bl. Coming to this comp.bl, suppose say that if you have multiple blank spaces in the data value, if you want to remove this unwanted blank spaces, generally how many blank spaces, as like the punctuation grammar, how many spaces should be there between two words? Only one space, right? And rest all are nothing but unwanted blank spaces. So if you want to remove these unwanted blank spaces, you can remove by making use of comp.bl function. Comp.bl. Okay. See, execute. check in char data set. See, all these multiple blank spaces got reduced to single blank space. Okay, so it will remove the blank spaces from the data values, like unwanted blank spaces from the data values. Comp BL. Okay, we'll do one more example for this. But for that we have to create the data set. Okay, first here we are going to create a data set called test with variables name, city, and with this data value. So this first value is name and the next value is all city. See here. Here also you have unwanted blank spaces, right? Now I want to remove all these unwanted blank spaces. Execute. So right here, city. Comp BL, right? Comp BL of city. Open. See? Now see? Instead of having multiple blank spaces, only you have one blank space between any two words, right? Like this, you can remove the unwanted blank spaces from the data values by using comp.bl function. The next function is compress function. Coming to this compress, suppose say that if you want to remove any character or any special character, okay, from the data value, then you can make use of this compress function. Take an example like, okay. Now suppose say that in this I want to remove all the blank spaces, okay. Remove all the blank spaces from this value. Right here compress function. Compress of x. See, it is compressing all the blank spaces, right? Okay. Now, suppose say that if you want to compress, okay, not blank spaces, but you want to compress like this open bracket, closed bracket, and this asterisk. These three characters you want to compress, okay? Then, as the first value, you give the variable name, and as the second value in quotations, okay? As the second value in quotations, you give whatever that characters that you want to compress, okay, like open bracket, closed bracket, and asterisk. Don't give space. If you give space, it will also compress space, okay. And if you want to compress any other characters, like suppose say a, okay, you want to compress a as well. Execute the program. See, this is your input and this is your output, right? So it compressed a, capital A, open bracket, closed bracket, and asterisk, but not small a, because of case sensitiveness. When you write capital A, it will compress only capital A, and when you write small a, it will compress only small a. Okay, because of the case sensitiveness. Now, so if you want to compress both the a's, write here both capital A and small a. Okay, but every time it will be difficult, no? Like to write both capital letter and the small letter if you want to compress an alphabet. Okay, so because of that reason, here in compress function we have the modifiers. Okay, so how you make use of that modifiers means, first we'll see what are the different modifiers. I is to ignore the case, K is nothing but keep, A stands for alphabets, P stands for punctuations, D stands for digits, S stands for spaces. Okay, I stands for ignoring the case because it is all case sensitiveness. So I stands for ignoring the case. K stands for keep. A for alphabets. D for digits. P for punctuations. And S for spaces. Okay. Now, Now suppose say that if you want to compress all the punctuations are like this kind of open bracket, closed bracket, hyphen, star, um, this dot, okay, quotation marks, all this comes under the punctuation. Most of the special characters comes under the punctuation. Say that you want to compress all the punctuations. In that case, leave the second value as blank. Okay. In the third value, as the third value in quotation, you want to compress all the punctuations, right? So write P. Okay. See, in the output, you don't have any punctuations. Okay. Now, suppose say that if you want to compress all the punctuations, spaces, and alphabets. So right here, punctuation, spaces, alphabets. So it will compress all the three. Okay. See. Okay. Now, suppose say that if you want to keep only alphabets and want to compress rest everything, okay? You want to keep only alphabets. Then write here KA. Okay, keep alphabets and rest everything it will compress. See, if you want to keep only alphabets and spaces, right here KAS, so that it will keep alphabets and spaces and will compress rest everything. See, so did you get like what is the use of the modifiers? Now suppose say that you want to compress only A alphabet, but both capital A and small a. In that case, as the second argument, you declare any A, either capital A or small a. And as the third value, you give as I. Okay. So by ignoring the case, it will compress A alphabet from the value. See, this A alphabet got compressed, both capital A and small a from the value. That is how this compress function and the modifiers will work. Are you clear? Right. The next function is, we'll do one more example for compress. Mhm. Now see here, what's the question? Keep only digits and punctuations in the phone number state variable. This is the phone number state variable, and in this you have to keep only digits and punctuations. What is the program that you will be writing? Tell me. Compress only digits and punctuation. Keep only digits and punctuations from the phone number state variable. So I'll leave the second value as empty, and then the third value I'll write keep digits and punctuations. See, here you have now only digits and punctuations, no alphabets or no spaces, nothing. Okay, like this you can compress the unwanted characters by using compress function. Are you clear with upcase, lowcase, propcase and compress and compl functions? Everyone?
Yeah, Pavani.
Okay. Now, the next one is, we'll say index and find functions. Okay. Coming to this index and find functions, in index we have index, index C and index W. Okay. Now coming to the find functions, in find functions we have find and find C. Okay, these are the functions. See here, index and find both are same. You will get the same output. Index C and find C, you will get the same output. But the difference is case sensitiveness. Okay. Whereas in find functions we can ignore the case. Whereas in index functions we can't ignore the case. That is the only difference. Okay. But the output that what you get will be same. Let us take an example here. X equal to, say x equals to, this is where her bag was. Let us take this data value. Okay. Now what this index or find functions will do is, whenever you give a value or a word or a subword or some character when you give, so depending on the function that you use, it will search for that particular word, okay, or a letter or that particular subword, and it will return the position. Okay, that is what index or find functions will do. As in, suppose say that index. So index function, what it will do is, it will search for both word and subword. Okay. Subword is nothing but word within another word. Suppose say that if you take where, okay, in this where you can find another word called her. So her is nothing but subword. Where is the actual word, and in that word you are finding another word called her. So her is the subword. So index function or find function, it will look for both word and subword. Okay, index. Suppose I want to search as a word or subword where this her is present in the data value. Okay. So where it is present, her as a word, because index function or find function, it will search for both word and subword. So her as a word or subword, where it is present in the data value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At 10th position, right? Here it is present. So where it is starting at 10th position. So it will return that particular position. Okay. Where that given string as a word or subword, it is occurring in the data value, it will return that starting position. Open this data set. See 10. Are you clear with what index function do? Okay. Similarly, suppose say here find function also will do the same. It will also give you the same output. Okay. Execute. See, it will also give you the same output, similar. But the difference is, suppose say that if you are writing here capital H, okay, then write here index function, run the program, check the value, it will give you 0. Okay, because of the case sensitiveness, it couldn't search. Okay, 0 it is giving you, which means capital H and small e are as a word or subword where it is present. Nowhere, right, in the data value, so it couldn't make the search. So here what you have to do, you have to ignore the case. For ignoring the case, you write I. Okay, but unfortunately in index function we can give only 2 values but not 3 values. So that's the reason we make use of the find function. In find function, we can write 3 values. So the third value can be the modifier. Okay. Now it will give you the same result as like 10 by ignoring the case. Clear?
Yes, Pavani.
Yes. Now the next one is index and find is done. Index C and find C. First we'll talk about index C. Coming to this index C, it will search all these 3 characters as 3 individual characters. It will treat H as one character, E as another character, and R as another character. Out of these 3 characters, okay, out of this H, E, and R, out of these 3 letters, which letter is coming first in the data value? H, right? At the second position, first H is coming. So it will return the position H out of these 3 characters, because since it treats all these 3 characters as 3 individual characters, out of these 3 characters, which character is coming first in the data value, either E, R or H? H, right? It will give you 2 position number. Okay. See. Right? Now, same with find function. Suppose say like if you are writing here, okay, capital letters, then there is no capital H or capital E or capital R, right, in the data value. So it will return you the position 0. For that, what you do is, since find function supports the third character, I mean like third value, you can make use of the modifier I. See. Now, the next one is IndexW. IndexW is nothing but it will search for the complete word. Okay. IndexW for the complete word. Suppose if you are writing here her. Okay. So her as a complete word, where it is present? Here, right? So it will return you this particular position. Are you clear with all the 5 functions? Index and find functions? Yes. Okay. Now, the next one is, we'll do one more example for this index and find functions. Okay. Now tell me here, we'll see the question as well. Filter for the records who is doing bookkeeping. Filter for the records who is doing bookkeeping. Now tell me the program, what we have to write. So I'll say that I'll create a new variable called X, which is equal to filter for the records who is doing bookkeeping. Okay. I'll make use of the index function. Index of index or find, both will be same, right? Job, comma, bookkeeping. So if I write like this, for 101 there is no bookkeeping. So okay, for 102 there is bookkeeping, right? But okay, index function, what it will do, it will search for both word and subword. So here bookkeeping is present as a subword. Okay, so because it will work now because of the index function. Okay, and what is the where the bookkeeping, this one is starting at first position, right? Okay, so it will give you 1. For admin, for 103, no. For 104, bookkeeping is there, but it is not capital B, no. It is small b. Because of the case sensitiveness, it will not take, right? So for that, what you do, make use of find function. Find and yeah, and use the third argument as I. Okay. Now, so now it will take. For 105, it will take, right? Run this program. Open this test. See. So for 104, bookkeeping, that value is starting at 11th position. For 102 at first position and for 105 at First position it is starting. Now filter for the records who is doing bookkeeping. Okay. So if I write the condition where x greater than or equal to 1, then it will filter for the records who is doing bookkeeping. If I write x greater than or equal to 1, where it will filter for the records. Okay. So write like that. Write that condition. So write here where x greater than or equal to 1. But what is x here? This one, right? So write that. Okay. Execute. Open test. See, it is filtering for the records who is doing bookkeeping. Okay. Now we have one more program. So here we have some country names. Okay. We have some country names and filter for the records with the country names having ovals. Okay. Now tell me, how do you write a program for this? I can say that for which variable? Country variable. I can write here find C containing ovals, right? What are ovals? A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U greater than 1. Are you clear with this program? Now it will filter for the countries
Yeah.
with, having countries containing ovals. Execute. Open test. See, only these are the two countries. Okay. So like this, we can make use of the index and find functions. So now you got like what is the purpose of index and find functions? Shweta?
Yes, Pavani.
Okay. Now the next one is the next functions we'll see in the next session.